What's up guys, Maelstrom here. If you enjoyed, then like, subscribe and leave a comment so I can keep on making these awesome videos for you guys. Without further ado, let's begin. Flashback no jutsu. Time skip. 6 months later, final graduation day. The whole class was sitting in their seats. Each one sitting impatiently for the test to begin. Out all of those kids, there was also Naruto Namikaze, the beloved daughter of the 4th Hokage, Jinhiriki of the 9-tailed fox. Mito was sitting by Ino, as usual. Though today she wasn't paying attention to what she was saying. She was too busy looking at her annoying brother, Naruto. She usually didn't give a care in the world about him. She didn't like how he liked to goof off in class, and act like he knew everything. She didn't hate him, she loved her brother in a way. Though she couldn't help but feel jealous. She hated being the center of attention, considered the hero for housing the 9 tails. The only person who she felt understood her was Ino, her best friend. She envied the fact how Naruto just acted without a care in the world. Though what had really set her off was who she had seen Naruto with. A little girl who had been calling him big brother. Did he just set me to the side? Don't I mean anything to him? Jealously thought Mito. Why should I care anyways? I mean, he never really talks to me. Hey Earth to Mito. Interrupted Ino, having noticed Mito not paying attention. Huh? Said Mito as she suddenly came back to the real world. Did you listen to anything I said, Mito? Asked Ino. Then Ino looked to where she was staring. As she spotted Naruto. Does Mito have a problem with Naruto? Ino shook her head as she faced her friend again. I was saying how I hope I get a really good team next week. I mean, after I pass the exam. I hope I get Sasuke. Yeah, I hope I get a good team too. Muttered Mito as she moved the blonde hair out of her face. Ino sighed. What's up with you and Naruto? Did you guys get in a fight or something? Mito just shook her head. Don't worry about it. It's nothing. Meanwhile, on the other side of the room, Naruto and Sasuke were talking. It seems you've taken quite the liking to little Daichi. Asked Naruto. So what? He's better than that little devil sister of yours, Haruka. Retorted back Sasuke. Naruto sarcastically clutched his heart. One straight into the heart. You're quite defensive about him, huh? Sasuke just lowered his head. The boy's very perspective, and smart at such a young age. He reminds me a lot of Itachi. Naruto just nodded, having understood what he was thinking. You don't want him to turn out like him? Well, if that's the case, don't push the idea of becoming a ninja. Sasuke lifted his head in question. Why? You probably know this, but Itachi was pressured by your father to become a ninja. So, he was forced to quickly go to the ranks. Naruto quickly took a deep breath. He really hated lying about Itachi. So, he probably just cracked under the pressure. That's probably one of the reasons he ended up. Sasuke just nodded, letting him know what he meant. An eerie silence overtook them. Then they continued their conversation. You're right, we shouldn't pressure any of them. Replied Sasuke. Naruto added, yeah, we should let them take it slow and steady. I heard that the academy are now making them go 6 years, starting at the age of 6. So, Haruka will probably be joining since her birthday was 3 weeks. Daichi won't have to worry about any of this, since he just turned 4 not too long either. Replied Sasuke. Naruto just sweat dropped at the classic Uchiha grunt. I'm so glad Haruka is nothing like the average Uchiha. Though I wonder how she will do when she joins the academy? Well, at least I won't have to worry about her when I go on missions. 'Cause today is the day I become a ninja. Then suddenly Iruka and Mizuki walked into the room, followed by 2 of them being dark-haired boy with really pale skin. He was wearing a short black jacket with 2 red stripes on them. With the jacket, he was wearing some black pants and sandals. The other one was a girl with long brown hair and a blue bandana in her hair. She also had pale skin, though not as pale as the first. She was wearing a dark blue kimono shirt, a light blue skirt, and blue sandals. Many of the students, included Naruto, were wondering who they were. Though their question was answered as Iruka spoke up. Hello, class, as many of you know, we will be taking our final exam today. Iruka then motioned the kids to come forward, these two kids will be taking the exams with us. They might even end up being on your team, if they come to pass. Then most of the class begun to groan and shout stuff like, "That's not fair. They should have taken the class too." Iruka then expanded his head and shouted, "Shut up." The class then settled down. As soon as they did, Iruka continued, "They have had private tutoring, that's all. The girl is Yakumo Kurama," spoke Iruka as he pointed at Yakuma. Yakuma looked very nervous, and was acting a bit shy. Then Iruka pointed at the boy is Sai. "You guys may take a seat," said Iruka as he gave both of them a smile. Naruto watched as Sai quickly found the closest seat, which was right by Kiba. He then went on to make some comment about dog breath, which Naruto comically watched Kiba go into a fit. Naruto just chuckled, then the chuckle turned into a serious look. This kid fits the perfect description of a Rutambu. Well, according to the scroll Shisui gave me, his smile is fake, and he's bad at interacting with others. I wonder if he's a spy, or father got him out of root. Regardless, I will be keeping my eye on him. Naruto then looked at the other new kid. He watched as she was still nervously trying to pick where to sit. Naruto looked to the where Sasuke and him were sitting. Since he cornered Sasuke into the wall, his fangirls stayed away, leaving an extra seat. I guess I should get this girl's story. Kurama clan. Specialists in genjutsu. I wonder if this could be the girl that father mentioned? The one that had awakened their special Kekii Genkai. Waving at the girl to get her attention. He succeeded as the girl had turned to look right at him. He then motioned at the empty seat by him. He watched as the girl hurried across the room, and sat by him. "Hi, I'm Yakumo," said Yakumo as she sat down. Naruto replied Naruto, then he pointed at Sasuke, "And the emo here is Sasuke." Sasuke just grunted, "Shut it, Whiskers." Naruto's eyes turned into red flames, "Why you dash?" Yakumo then interrupted Naruto with a small giggle, "Well, then nice to meet you, Sasuke." Naruto and Sasuke both blinked. Did she just act like a normal girl around Sasuke/me? Nice to meet you too, Yakumo, replied Sasuke, already gaining some respect for the girl. Wow, you're like the few of couple of girls that can resist Sasuke. What's your secret? It must be some medicine, right? I always had a feeling the girls in this class were crazy, stated Naruto as he received a bunch of glares from the rest of the girls in the class. Naruto then just chuckled nervously, as Yakumo just let out another giggle. You're quite funny, Naruto. I was a nervous wreck a minute ago, and now I can't stop laughing. Naruto just smiled, well, that's me. So anyways, what were you doing before you came here? I mean, who was teaching you? Then Yakumo's expression took a sad one. Well, I was being taught by a teacher who specialized in genjutsu, since my clan specializes in it. Naruto nodded, already knowing this. Well, I really wasn't even supposed to be here. My teacher marked me as unfit to be a shinobi. She said I couldn't control my jutsus properly. Though the 4th and 3rd Hokage decided to give me a chance to prove myself through this test. Naruto was clutching his fist, unfit to be a shinobi. Well, you better prove them wrong. You can never ever let anyone tell you that you can't do something. Cause only you have the power to control what you can and can't do, Databia, said Naruto. Yakumo was a bit taken back by his response. Prove them wrong. Then she smiled. You're right, Naruto. Thank you, I needed that. Naruto just gave her a big thumbs up, while Sasuke just smirked at Naruto's antics. Naruto, you may be one of the smartest people I know, but sometimes you act like such a kid. Though yet you can bring the best out of most people, HN. Inspiring speech, Naruto, but can you turn it down? Asked Shikamaru as he stood 2 desks behind him. Naruto just smiled at his other friend. No can do. Shikamaru then muttered, redheads are so much troublesome than blondes. This then caused some commotion with the blondes of the class, all led by Ino. They all begun to verbally attack Shikamaru. Then Iruka interrupted them. All right, class, settle down. We will begin with the written portion. Then we will continue with taijutsu and ninjutsu. Iruka quickly passed out the test, and begging the exams. They had 30 minutes to finish it up. though Naruto finished it in 15. So he was stuck waiting for 15 minutes. Though as soon as the tests were collected, Mizuki led them outside for the taijutsu portion, while Iruka graded the written portion. As they came outside, Mizuki explained the rules. Alright, simple enough. I will challenge each one of you inside this circle. Your objective is to stay inside and keep up for at least 3 minutes. I will continue until you are either forced out, or you reach the 6-minute mark. The longer you stay in, the more points you will score. As well, you can't use any weapons, or jutsus. Just taijutsu. Many kids nodded their heads. Some of the civilians looked nervous, though all the clan kids were relaxed. They normally did this with their families. As well, it was just 3 minutes. Naruto watched how most of the civilians ended up barely passing the mark. There was 1 or 2 that made it up to the 5-minute. Was kind of surprised that Sakura was able to make it up to the 4-minute mark. When a clan kid finally went up, Shino, he only managed 4 minutes. Which was reasonable enough to Naruto since his clan specializes in bugs, usually long distance. Then came Shikamaru, who could have made it farther, but just stopped after 3 minutes. Then went Koji, who did the same since he was too lazy to continue. Yakumo only lasted 4 minutes. Ino, Mito, Hinata just barely missed the 6-minute mark. Kiba and Sasuke though did manage to last all 6 minutes. Then second to last came Sai. He only lasted 5 minutes, but it made Naruto uneasy. It almost looks like he's trying to hold back. Naruto Namikaze, you're the last one, called out Mizuki. Naruto just stepped into the ring. He then got into his own combination of the Uchiha and Uzumaki style he had learned from his mother and Shisui. Mizuki then smirked, good, I just have to have him fail. Then my plan will be set in motion. The smirk made Naruto a bit. He didn't have time to think about it because Mizuki yelled, start. Mizuki then started to furiously attack. Thanks to Naruto's great reflexes, he was able to dodge most of the vicious blows. As well, even without the Sharingan, Naruto could keep up with all his movements. Naruto watched as his movements got faster and dirtier. Mizuki started to try to get a knockout punch. Though to his surprise, Naruto kept up. The rest of the class watched at the speed that they fought. Even Mito looked impressed at her brother's skill. He's trying to purposely make me fail. As soon as the 3-minute mark comes along, I'll take him out, concluded Naruto as he dodged another punch. This brat is good, thought Mizuki as he kept trying to take him out. Now as soon as Naruto noticed the clock hit 3 minutes, he countered. Letting Mizuki's punch slide into the inside of his, punched him right in the stomach, forcing him to stop dead in his, wrapping his arm in a bear hug. He swung his body over his arm. Leading with his heel, he let his heel connect to the top of Mizuki's head in a downward motion. His heel kick slammed Mizuki's head into the ground, knocking him unconscious. Then Naruto jumped off to the side. Most of the class stared in awe and shock. They had just seen an academy student take down a Chunin. Even though they were about to become genin, this was unheard of. Naruto just smiled at his accomplishment until he heard Iruka yelling, Naruto, you're not supposed to knock out the teacher. Naruto just shrugged, I was getting a bit bored, so I decided to speed things up. Iruka just sighed. He didn't know what to say. It was unheard of a student knocking out the teacher, especially one bold enough to do it during the exams, risk of getting disqualified. He decided to just let this one slide. Let's move along to ninjutsu portion, while I take Mizuki to the infirmity. So with that, Iruka took Mizuki to the nurse. The rest of the exam went without any more problems. Everyone passed the ninjutsu portion, thus having all 27 students pass. Iruka had then told everyone to return in a week, to get assigned to their teams. Yakumo, Naruto, and Sasuke had then proceeded to walk out. Naruto and Sasuke have taken a liking in Yakumo, and invited her to eat. Also, she had told them, her parents had died in a house fire. So, they didn't want her to be alone. I told you, that you would pass, Naruto told Yakumo with his big grin. Yakumo just flushed at his comment, thanks, Naruto, but I wasn't as good as you. I mean, you knocked out the Chunin instructor. Naruto rubbed the back of his head, I'm not that good. Don't be such a fool. This is probably the only time you will hear this from me, but that was pretty impressive," said Sasuke. "Though I could have done the same if I went last." "Typical, don't flatter yourself, duck hair," said Naruto, causing Sasuke's eyebrow to twitch. Yakumo just laughed at them. "You two are such weird friends." Naruto and Sasuke were about to protest when a shadow came over them. "What's this that you knocked out the Chunin instructor?" Yakumo and Sasuke jumped at the tone of the voice. Naruto also flinched at the sound of the voice. Turning around, he saw it was Kushina, not looking too happy. Mother. "Well, you see dash." Then suddenly he was engulfed in a hug. "That's my Naruto. Knocking out the teacher. You know I did the same thing. But I wasn't bold enough to do it on exam day. You sure are something, Databane." Naruto just let go of the breath he was holding. Yakumo and Sasuke sweat dropped. "Seriously? Databia? Databane? How about we get Mito and celebrate?" exclaimed Kushina. Naruto got loose from the hug. "I'm sorry, Mom, I already promised I would go with Sasuke and Yakumo. I can't let Sasuke get too antisocial." Sasuke just grunted and mumbled, "I'm not antisocial." Kushina looked sadly at her son. "I guess that's okay. Though your father would want to hear about your graduation." Naruto just turned to Yakumo and Sasuke. "Whatever, I'll be at his office later anyway. I need to talk to him about something." This caused Kushina to raise an eyebrow. "About what?" "You'll find out. It might make you a bit happy too," Naruto said as a grin covered his face. "Let's go, guys." Grabbing both Yakumo and Sasuke, they left in swirl of leaves. Kushina just pondered to herself, "Make me happy? Maybe he's gonna try to bond with Minato. Okay, now to find Mito." Then Kushina searched for Mito outside of ramen shop. Naruto, Sasuke, and Yakumo all arrived at Ichiraku Ramen. Yakumo and Sasuke looked a bit dazed and irritated at Naruto. What was that?" asked Yakumo. "That was my body flicker technique. I guess I should have warned you," said Naruto as he rubbed the back of his head. "It's okay, just tell me beforehand," replied Yakumo as she had finally gotten rid of the dizziness. "Come on, they're waiting inside," said Sasuke as he walked into the shop. With that, the trio walked into the stand. Sitting in the seats were Daichi, Haruka, Katashi, Ken, and Aiko. "Brother! Wow! You're a ninja now!" exclaimed Haruka as she gave Naruto a hug. "Yes, calm down," Haruka replied Naruto as he put the girl back into her seat. Sasuke then proceeded to sit between Daichi and Aiko, while Yakumo just awkwardly stood there. Though Aiko had noticed her. "Hey, Naruto, who's the girl?" asked Aiko. Naruto turned his attention to Aiko. "Oh, she took the exam with us and passed, so we decided to invite her along." Katashi, Ken, Haruka, Daichi, this is Yakumo. "Hey there, I'm Ken," replied Ken. "HN, Katashi," grunted Katashi, which annoyed Naruto. "I'm Daichi," shyly said Daichi. "Well, I'm Aiko. It's nice to finally have a girl around my age. You have no idea how annoying these boys can be," said Aiko as she flung her black hair to the side, causing both Katashi and Ken to growl at Aiko. "Hey, what about me? I'm a girl," asked Haruka. "You're a squirt though," replied Aiko. "Hey, I'm not a squirt," shouted Haruka. I'm, tell her what I am." "Big brother." Fun-sized," replied Naruto as seriously as he could, though he couldn't help but let a smile escape. "Yeah, funses, what?" shouted Haruka once more. Yakumo then just started to laugh, and sat on the other side of Aiko. "Naruto, Sasuke, you guys have quite the family, quite adorable. Nice to meet you all. As you know, I'm Yakumo." Sasuke just grunted in agreement, and Naruto smiled and sat by Haruka and Ken. "Yeah, we do, don't we? Well, guess today the meal is on me, so eat up." "Hey old man, we're ready to order." "Give me a second, Naruto," replied Toki, the ramen chef. "Don't worry Dad, I got it," replied the brunette girl behind the counter, the chef's daughter Ayam. With that, Ayam proceeded to take orders. Naruto watched how everyone was having fun, Even Daichi had opened up a bit more. Naruto couldn't help but smile. I guess I finally found my own family. Even if they are more friends than actually blood relatives. Many hours later. Naruto had just finished dropping off the Uchiha kids at the orphanage. Now he was making his way to the Hokage Tower, with a scroll in his hand. A scroll which he knew would cause lots of problems with his dad. Especially since he had the Sharingan, a jujutsu reserved for the Uchiha and Namikaze clan. Naruto reached the tower. Going through the front lobby, and through the secretary he reached his father's office. Though before he walked in, he took a deep breath. This is gonna be a long chat. Naruto opened the door, and walked into his father's office. As he looked around he noticed it hadn't changed, since the last time he had come in here at the age of 8. His father was sitting at his desk, already waiting for him. Naruto walked across the room and sat in one of the chairs. Minato broke the ice. So, I heard you graduated? How are you feeling about it? Naruto just shrugged. I was hoping to graduate earlier, but I decided to stay put. So, it wasn't a big deal. Minato just nodded, and they both stayed in silence for a minute. This was usually as far as their conversations. Knowing what else to say, Minato got to the point. So, your mother said you wanted to tell me something? Well, what could that be? Naruto didn't say anything. Reaching for his pocket he pulled out a scroll. Pulling it all out he threw it at Minato. Minato caught it, and raised an eyebrow in question. Though he remained silent. As he opened it up he read through it. Then his expression turned into a shocked one. You want to drop Namikaze from your name? Asked Minato. That's right, Lord Hokage. Replied Naruto without a change in his expression. Why? Asked Minato. If you can't find your answer yourself, then you might not be worthy of the title of Hokage. Said Naruto. Minato then just slammed his fist into his desk. But it's your family's name. Naruto then also stood up, as well as Uzumaki. I cherish that name more than Namikaze. Why? I know it's more than that. Said Minato. If you don't sign the scroll I just have the third do it. It's the least you owe me. Demanded Naruto. Oh you? Asked Minato confused. Naruto's eyes then widened in anger. He doesn't even feel bad for what he did to me. Let me refresh your memory, Mr. Hokage. You remember back to my 9th birthday. The day that was supposed to be a great day to remember, which turned out to be the worst. When you disinherited me in front of all the clan heads. You couldn't have at least do it in private? No, you had to announce it to all the clan heads, with me there. You know what people call me on the street. Hey, look over there, it's the loser son of the 4th, you hear? He was disinherited because he wasn't fit enough to be a heir. Do you have any idea how much you hurt me? Yelled Naruto. Minato's expression was in shock. He had never heard his son yell. As well, every word he spoke was filled with poison. Every little thing he said is true. I've been a great father to Mito, but to Naruto. Looking back up to Naruto, he saw him calm back down. What have I done to make it up to him? As well, what does he mean what people call him on the street? Minato then closed his eyes and rubbed his temples. Making his decision, he grabbed his pen, and signed the scroll. You're right, Naruto. I haven't realized how much I have hurt you, but with this I hope I can at least begin to heal the damage. Naruto didn't say anything, he just grabbed the scroll, and headed for the door. But before he could open it, Minato spoke up. You activated the Sharingan right after the announcement, didn't you? Naruto just nodded his head, without turning around. He then just walked out of the room. Minato sat at his desk, and looked at his family picture almost 6 years ago. When Mito and Naruto were still friends. When Naruto would actually call him dad, not father or Lord Hokage. Then a tear rolled out of Minato's eye. What have I done? Maybe he is right, maybe I'm not worthy of Hokage. With Naruto. Naruto walked out of the office, with the scroll clutched to his chest. Naruto was crying. The memories of his birthday had scared him for life. It made him think that if he hadn't activated the Sharingan, then he wouldn't have had to kill Shisui. No. I can't think like that. If I hadn't activated the Sharingan, then I would have never found my own family. I probably would have been stuck being a lonely kid. thought Naruto as he walked out of the building. Naruto dropped off the scroll at the department which dealt with name changes. After that he begun to walk home. I can't go home, I might run into him, I can't handle another discussion about my past, especially about my Sharingan. Naruto then jumped to the roof, and made his way to the orphanage. As he jumped roof to roof he watched as the sun begun to set. As he arrived at the orphanage, already past visiting hours, he snuck in through the window. Right into Haruka's room. The only person he could let himself cry around. As he silently got in, he noticed how his little sister was reading some manga. He let himself smile, you know you shouldn't read so much of that junk. Haruka fell of her bed dropping her manga. Brother. Shhh. Replied Naruto. Haruka stood back up and whispered, brother. What are you doing here? Well, I was having problems at home, and I didn't know where else to go. Haruka just smiled, well you can always stay with me. We can have a sleepover. Read manga, stay up late, and eat lots of candy. Naruto just let out a small chuckle, I don't know about the last one, you get a bit hyper with too much candy. Haruka covered her mouth as she let out a small giggle, okay maybe not lots, but we're having candy. Fine respond Naruto. Haruka just jumped up and down in victory. She quickly went out of her bed, and pulled out a box. A box filled with books, videos, and comics, and aren't manga and comics the same? By the way brother, what happened with you and your family? I mean your mommy is really nice. Even if she looks like a tomato. Asked Haruka. Naruto just closed his eyes, it wasn't with my mother it was with my father. I changed my name to Uzumaki like I told you I would. Though it took a lot of arguing. So, I'm not really ready to talk to him again. I'm sorry. What if I talk to him? Asked Haruka wanting to help her brother. Naruto shook his head, it isn't that serious, it's just I don't want to talk about how I got the Sharingan. Haruka understood what he was talking about. She knew he didn't like talking about it, okay. Now, which one do you want to read first? Naruto just shrugged, I don't know. What's your favorite? Haruka just smiled, and pulled out a creamy, and greenish book. This one is my favorite. Want to know why? Why? Asked Naruto. Well, because the main character is the same name as yours. As well the character is a lot like you. He never gives up. As well he always beats up the bad guy, and saves the day. Exclaimed Haruka, it's called The Tale of the Utterly Gutsy Ninja. Naruto pondered for a minute, I've heard that book before. But where? Well, it sounds like a great book. Let's start with that. Spoke Naruto. With that Naruto grabbed the book, and sat on the bed. Sitting Haruka on his lap he begun to read the story out loud. 1 week later, Academy. Naruto sat with Sasuke and Yakumo. They had really begun to be good friends over the course of the week. They were actually hoping to be on the same team. Though it was unlikely since Naruto and Sasuke were both top of the class. Sasuke was only Rookie of the Year because Naruto didn't want the title. So, he purposely missed a question or two on the written portion. Naruto just sat there silently as Yakumo and Sasuke talked. Sasuke had seemed to gain major respect for Yakumo because first she wasn't drooling all over him. As well he really respect her skills in genjutsu. Even Naruto had trouble breaking out of her intermediate ones. Though as they continued to talk Naruto was thinking about the course of last week. His mom had chewed him out for not coming home that night. Though after the news of him changing his last news reached his family. Kushina didn't know to be happy about changing his last name to Uzumaki, or angry that he didn't consult her first. While Mito didn't say anything. She was acting a bit different, but Naruto just assumed it was about him changing his last name. He had seen his father only a few times, but thankfully he didn't bring anything up. He was just a bit more friendly than usual. Naruto guessed he was trying to make a slow approach. Suddenly Iruka popped in, alright class, I'm proud to say that today you are now shinobi dash. Naruto just zoned out knowing Iruka was gonna give his usual I'm proud speech. Though his attention returned, when Iruka started to call out teams. Team 1 will be dash, Iruka named off all the teams, though nobody said anything until they reached Team 7 will be Naruto Namikaze, Sasuke Uchiha, and Sakura Haruna. Your sensei will be Kakashi Hatake. Haha Ino. Love conquers all. Yelled out Sakura. Mito didn't say anything but you could tell she was annoyed by Sakura. Sasuke slammed his head into his desk, shocking everyone in the room. Naruto just gave his friend a nervous chuckle, I don't know whether to envy or pity you. Sasuke raised his head, what is there to envy? Well, you have Kakashi as you sensei. He's one sly dog. As well he's the guy who has the Sharingan in his left eye. Remember I told you. Said Naruto. Sasuke took a deep breath, I guess it won't be too bad then. Team 8 Hinata Hyuga, Kiba and Yazuka, and Shino Sensei will be Kurane Ui. Naruto watched as Yakumo flinched at the name, what's up with her? Kurane Ui? Team 10 Shikamaru Nara, Koji Akimichi, and Ino Yamanaka. Your sensei will be Asuma Sarutobi. Dang it. I wanted Shikamaru on my team. Thought Naruto. Why do I have to get the lazy bum, and his companion? Demanded Ino. Iruka yelled back, are you questioning the teams set by the third Hokage? If you didn't know while the fourth overlooks the missions, the third is in charge of placing teams. Are you questioning his judgment? Ino just sat back in her seat defeated. Finally the last team will be Yakumo Kurama, Naruto, Uzumaki, and Sai. Your sensei will be Desh. Naruto didn't hear the rest as he mentally cheered in his head. Yes I get Yakumo. A useful kunoichi, though I get the root dropout. Yakumo smiled at the idea of being on Naruto's team. While Sai gave them a fake smile. So the mission is going according to plan. I wonder how Lord Danzo managed to get me on his team. Sasuke just grunted, wanting to be the one on Yakumo's team. Not that he would say that out loud. Your senseis will pick you up in an hour. Naruto and Yakumo both headed towards Sai. Hey Sai, let's go get some food, so we can get to know each other. Said Naruto. Sai just smiled, sure let's go. Walking out of the classroom, they both head to the roof. Having all packed their own lunch, they decided to just eat on the roof. Though as they headed up there they ran into a lady with raven hair, and red eyes. Naruto assumed she was a jounin, even though she wasn't wearing the normal attire. Then the lady begun talking to Yakumo. You shouldn't have became a ninja, Yakumo. You're putting your comrades in danger. Whispered the woman. Naruto noticed how Yakumo looked like she wanted to cry, while Sai said nothing. No you're wrong Kurane-sensei. This is what I'm meant to be. Responded Yakumo. But Yakumo-Kurane didn't finish. Shut up. Said Naruto out of the blue, who do you think you are saying she can't be a ninja? She can't control her powers properly. She's putting everyone near her at risk. Exclaimed Kurane. So, what? I don't care. Responded Naruto. Why you, brat? Why don't I teach you a lesson? Said Kurane as she went through the hand signs of dog hair snakeram. String bean binding illusion. Then suddenly she disappeared. Naruto closed his eyes, I guess it's time to test out the genjutsu reflection of the Sharingan Mirage Genjutsu. Opening his eyes, he revealed his Sharingan. He suddenly felt himself being clamped down by several vines. Then she appeared in front of him, not so cocky now are you. You shouldn't underestimate me. Said Naruto as he made eye contact with her. The moment Kurane made eye contact with him she gasped, there's no way. The Sharingan. Demonic illusion mirror heaven and earth change. Then Naruto suddenly disappeared. Kurane just saw a pair of Sharingan, before she felt she was the one clamped to the ground. If you hadn't underestimated me I wouldn't have beat you, would I? That was your big mistake. As for Yakumo, leave her alone. I don't care if she couldn't control her powers. We, as her comrades, have complete faith in her abilities. Don't we, Sai? Declared Naruto. Sai didn't know what to say. I don't know, if she's a risk to the mission then, she shouldn't be involved. Yet, I need to get on his good side. Yes, Naruto, I also have full faith in her abilities, said Sai. Naruto just gave Kurane a smile, as he released the genjutsu. Let's go Sai, Yakumo. We've got lunch to eat. Naruto grabbed Yakumo, seeing that she wasn't gonna respond. Sai followed behind as they left Kurane behind. Kurane was just on her knees as she just gave Naruto a curious look. Naruto Uzumaki, you're an interesting one. Such prowess at such a young age. Kurane stood up, have faith in her abilities. On top of the roof, Naruto and Sai were quietly eating at their food, while Yakumo just stared at hers. Naruto having had enough. You're really gonna let her put you down? She said you weren't gonna be a ninja, but look at you now. You're a full-fledged shinobi of the leaf, said Naruto. Yakumo looked up at Naruto as tears begun to leak out. Thank you, Naruto. You're right. Thanks for backing me up back there. I don't think I would have been able to defend myself. That goes for you too, Sai. Naruto watched as Sai just gave a smile. You didn't completely believe in what you said earlier, did you? Asked Naruto. Sai gave him a blank look. What do you mean? Naruto sighed. I know you lied, though I appreciate it regardless. Sai was speechless for a while. How? Yakumo looked at Sai in interest. What does Naruto mean lied? First of, it's very difficult to lie to the Sharingan. As well, I know that in route you're trained to get rid of any complications on a mission, replied Naruto. Sai just looked at Naruto in the eye. So, he knew all along. Yakumo just gave a curious look. Route. How did you know? Asked Sai. Naruto continued to eat. The way you carried yourself, as well the way you talked. Everything was forced. Though you're kind of different from the rest. Sai asked. What do you mean? You're not completely sure about Danzo, are you? Said Naruto. Sai narrowed his eyes. There's no way he knows about Shin. Sai just shrugged. He doesn't matter anymore. I'm no longer part of Root. Naruto finished his food, and threw it in the trash can. Good, because you are now part of Team 11, and in Team 11 we never leave a comrade behind. What if spoke Sai? There's no what ifs. Just like we didn't leave Yakumo behind with her old sensei. We never abandon a comrade. So, if you truly want to be part of this team, then you will never abandon a comrade, said Naruto. Sai just looked down at his plate. Never abandon a comrade, is this emotion? Yakumo then spoke up. Yeah. That's a great motto to fight by. That should be like our team thing. Naruto smiled. I'm glad you agree. I hope our sensei does too. By the way, who is it? Yakumo was about to reply when the bell rang. Whoops, well I guess we should get back. You'll meet him there. With that, Yakumo walked down the stairs, followed by Naruto and Sai. 3 hours later. Team 11 and Team 7 were impatiently waiting for their sensei. Everyone else had already left for except those two teams. Naruto had already expected Kakashi to be late, but he had no idea who could be their sensei. Yakumo had quickly started talking to Sasuke, much to the annoyance of Sakura. Sai was just sitting at the desk in the middle deeply thinking. Therefore Naruto had no one to ask. Naruto assumed it was just some new guy Kakashi had convinced to be late, or maybe a friend. Naruto sighed as he watched the clock tick. Then suddenly the door opened, revealing 3 hours later. Team 11 and Team 7 were impatiently waiting for their sensei. Everyone else had already left, except those two teams. Naruto had already expected Kakashi to be late, but he had no idea who could be their sensei. Yakumo had quickly started talking to Sasuke, much to the annoyance of Sakura. Sai was just sitting at a desk, deeply thinking. Therefore Naruto had no one to ask. Naruto assumed it was just some new guy Kakashi had convinced to be late, or maybe a friend. Naruto sighed as he watched the clock tick. Then suddenly the door opened, revealing. Earlier in the week, the third Hokage had just finished putting together another team. It seems like we're gonna have the second generation of the Inoshikacho formation, thought Hiruzen as he looked at Shikamaru, Ino, and Koji. Asuma seems like a nice choice. He would definitely get along with Shikamaru. Then Hiruzen looked at the last and final team. He looked at the girl of the team, Yakumo Kurama, heiress to the Kurama clan. I'm glad Minato made the right choice of letting her pursue a ninja career. Hiruzen then took his gaze towards the root dropout. As Danzo had stated, Hiruzen couldn't help but feel like his old friend was up to something. To think Danzo would let a boy with so much potential fall through his hands. Just cause he didn't have enough loyalty toward him alone. If that was the case, he would have killed him in an instant. Something just doesn't add up. Finally, Naruto. Hiruzen stared at the picture of the blue-eyed redhead. How I would give my left arm to have you as cheerful as you used to be. Always smiles wherever you go. Though you haven't changed much around your friends, I can see the pain when you're all alone. It's shame that Minato's only mistake would be such a terrible one. The third Hokage just rubbed his temple. I'm not sure if putting Sai with Naruto was the best choice. It could be exactly what Danzo wants, but I can't risk putting him with any of the other clan heirs. Especially since none of them are as talented as young Naruto. As well, Yakumo has her abilities sealed, so she has no use to Danzo. The only risk is Naruto's Sharingan. The third Hokage then took out a file of possible Jonin senseis. None of these will do. I need someone that will not only connect with them, but keep a close eye on them. The only one that matches is Kakashi, though I already put him with Team 7. He's better suited with handling Sasuke and Mito's issues. Maybe. Hiruzen then signaled an Umbu stationed in the corner of his room. The Umbu left his hiding spot, and kneeled in front of the third Hokage. Lord Third, what's your request? I need you to get me, Tenzo. Replied Hiruzen. Yes, he will do perfectly. He will keep a good eye on Sai, being a former root, possibly even get him to open up. As well, I could see him getting along with Naruto, being friends with Kakashi. As for Yakumo, he could help with her seal, since he does carry the cells of the first Hokage. May she lose control, he could use the first Hokage seal to reseal it. It isn't as powerful, but we're not trying to keep a tailed beast at bay. Just that inner monster, which is an overkill since the seal is meant for tailed beasts. Tenzo will do just fine, or should I give him an actual name? How about Yamato? That will do just fine. Minutes before Yamato entered the room. Senpai, are you sure it's a good idea arriving 3 hours late? Asked Yamato. Meh, probably not, but it's always quite entertaining to watch. Replied Kakashi. Yamato just sweat dropped. Why did I agree to this? My team right now is probably furious. Now I have to deal with a bunch of angry brats. By the way, who's on your team? I don't know, I was late to the meeting, so I missed out on who was on my squad. Yamato formed a even bigger sweat drop. I just know I'm taking Team 7. I'm assuming I'll probably get Naruto since I asked for him. As well, the Uchiha. Yamato just sighed and shook his head. You wrong, I'm getting Naruto Uzumaki. Kakashi stopped right in his tracks. What? Then who am I getting? Never seen Kakashi get so loud. Thought Yamato. I think Sasuke, Uchiha, Mito Namikaze, and Sakura, Haruno. Kakashi's shoulders slumped a little. I was really hoping to get Naruto, the kid sure is something. As well, I took quite a liking to him, not to mention I really wanted to teach Sensei's son. You maybe wanna switch teams? Kakashi rubbed the back of his head. Look at that, me asking you for a favor. It seems you are no longer my subordinate. Yamato shook his head furiously. No. No, no. Your sweet talking won't help you this time. I have direct orders from the third to look after this team. Even if I did switch with you, he'll intervene and switch them. Kakashi raised an eyebrow. Direct orders from the third Hokage? What's so important about his team? I know Naruto is the Hokage's son, but to specifically have Tenzo take on a team. No, that can't be it. What's so special about the team? If you have to be their sensei, Tenzo? Asked Kakashi. Don't call me that. It's Yamato now. As for why, I can't tell you all the details, but it has to do with every single member. The team has problems left and right. Replied Yamato. Well, according to the third Hokage. Kakashi just gave Yamato a small without uttering a word. They reached the door at last. Present. Naruto watched as Kakashi walked in with a brown-haired man, and a type of face mask. He wore the usual Jonin attire of Konoha, just like Kakashi. Team 7? Asked Kakashi. Then Mito, Sasuke, and Sakura stood up. Meet me on the roof in 5 minutes. Then. A cover of smoke covered him, and he disappeared. Sasuke grunted as he walked out the door with Sakura and Mito. After they had left Yakumo, Sai, and Naruto alone with Yamato. "So, you're our sensei?" asked Naruto. "Who are you?" "I'll explain that at training ground 4. Now you have 10 minutes to get there, or you won't become ninjas," said Yamato and disappeared in a shunshin. Yakumo and Sai were just about to run, when Naruto shouted to them, "Just grab my hand." Yakumo blushed as she grabbed Naruto's hand, and Sai was just confused. "Is this how teammates are supposed to run?" "No, you idiot," replied Naruto as he formed a one-handed sign, and they disappeared in a swirl of leaves. Training ground 4. Yakumo arrived in his shunshin. He got to the nearest tree and sat down. He believed he had a few minutes of relaxation, until his genin team got there. Boy, was he wrong. Not moments after he sat down, a swirl of leaves appeared in front of him. Then as the leaves disappeared, his 3 genin were in front of him. Impressive, one of them must know the shunshin as well. Not to mention he was thoughtful enough to give his comrades a ride. Probably Naruto, since he was trained by Shunshin Shisui. This team should have no problems passing Kakashi's bell test, thought Yamato as he gave his genin team a better look. As well, all 3 of them look like seriously wanting to be ninjas. Not some brats that don't even know what they're doing. Maybe this won't be so bad. Seems you guys are pretty quick. Alright, let's start with introductions. State things like name, likes, dislikes, hobbies, and dreams. As well, anything useful that may come to mind, stated Yamato. "Why, don't you go first, sensei?" asked Yakumo. "Alright," said Yamato, "my name is Yamato. What I like and dislike is none of your business. Hobbies, I guess I really like to study architecture and planting. As for dreams, I guess maybe starting a family someday." Naruto and Yakumo sweat dropped. What a boring guy. Is this supposed to be our sensei? Sai just gave his neutral face, and replied, "I guess I'll go next. I like to train, draw, and protect Konoha. I dislike traitors. As for hobbies, I paint and draw. As for dreams, I guess I really don't have one. As for anything useful to mention, I use a special type of ninjutsu based on ink drawings." Drawing ninjutsu? Interesting, thought Naruto. Drawing ninjutsu? Maybe he could help me with my drawing genjutsu, wondered Yakumo as she begun to wander off. So, this is the special ability that the third spoke of. To think that this boy could have thought of something so ingenious. He's right to be suspicious of Danzo, concluded Yamato. "I guess I'll go next. My name's Yakumo Kurama. I like to paint and draw too. I also like my clan and genjutsu. As for dislikes, I hate people who put down others. My hobbies would include drawing, painting, and polishing my genjutsu skills. My dream for the future would be to be the strongest genjutsu user ever seen in my clan. To restore my clan's former glory in the arts of genjutsu. As for useful things to mention, I have a special Kekkei Genkai, which works with genjutsu." Sai and Naruto already knew most of this, for different reasons. It was Yamato who had been left with any thoughts. So, I'm guessing she is unaware of the sealed monster in her conscious. That may be a problem, if the 4th Hokage seal breaks, though the 3rd reassured me it was very unlikely. I guess I'm last. My name's Naruto Uzumaki. I like my little sister Haruka, ninjutsu, genjutsu, kenjutsu, my family and my Uchiha family. I dislike people who take people for granted, people who put others' dreams down, and a certain man. My hobbies include polishing my skills, and hanging out with my friends. As for dreams for the future, to one day have a family of my own, as well to help my younger sister achieve her dreams. As for any special abilities I have, I wouldn't like to show you. But since you have shown me yours, I will do the same." Naruto closed his eyes, and reopened them, showing everyone his Sharingan. So, these are the eyes that Lord Danzo/3rd Hokage spoke of, thought both Sai and Yamato. "I thought I was seeing things earlier. Is that how he beat Kurane-sensei?" pondered Yakumo. "These are my Sharingan. The Jujutsu once exclusive to only the Uchiha and Namikaze clan. now as well included in the Uzumaki," stated Naruto. Sai and Yakumo were about to ask questions before Yamato interrupted. "You guys all seem like an impressive bunch. Now it's time to test you," said Yamato as he pulled out two bells. "Test us?" asked Yakumo. "Yes, Yakumo, you didn't really think you would become a genin without an actual combat test?" asked Yamato. Yakumo looked at her two teammates. Seeing that they weren't a bit surprised, "Man, I must be like the weakest here. The test I'm gonna give you include these two bells. The bells will be tied to my waist. The objective of the test is to get a bell before who fail will be sent back to the academy. So, that means you have about 3 hours," declared Yamato. "Sensei, there is only 2 bells," pointed out Sai. "Yes, you see I will only be taking on 2 of you. So, that means one of you will definitely be going back to the academy," answered Yamato. "This test, something is wrong. 3-man team? No, that's never happened before. So, that means the test is supposed to divide us. Clever, too bad I already saw through it, no Sharingan needed," summed up Naruto. "Only 2? I'm so not gonna pass. Naruto is insanely strong, and Sai is probably strong too," worried Yakumo. "My mission is to watch Naruto. So, that means that Yakumo will have to go, but I'll let things roll its course. Naruto did say he never abandons a comrade. Let's see what that is all about," thought Sai. "So, let the test begin," shouted Yamato. Yamato watched as all 3 students jumped away hiding from sight. Yamato looked around the clearing. "They're good at hiding, I'll give them that, but I placed some seeds on them before they took off." Yamato closed his eyes and concentrated. "One is hiding in a bush at 4 o'clock. The other is hiding in a tree at 9 o'clock. The last is, on my vest." Yamato then opened his eyes, and put his hands in a ram seal and mouthed, "Kai." Yamato then watched as a pair of Sharingan eyes appeared for a brief second, and indeed there was a seed attached to his Jounin vest. But, when? It couldn't have been then. Yamato then remembered when Naruto first showed his Sharingan minutes ago. Yamato smiled, "Interesting indeed, Kakashi." Then suddenly the redhead appeared before him. Naruto pulled up his sleeve to reveal some type of bandage, watched with interest as Naruto put a little chakra in it. An orange-handled sword with a leaf crest on it appeared. The sword had a black blade with an orange line going through the middle. The line finished at the end forming an Uzumaki swirl. "Nice sword you go there, but attacking like you have will do you no good. To have avoided the seeds earlier was impressive. Doing this not so much," spoke Yamato. "Sometimes I like to mix things up. How about we begin?" shouted Naruto as he disappeared in a blur. Appearing behind Yamato, he slashed his sword through the air. Yamato, bit surprised by speed, was still able to unsheath his tanto and blocked his strike. Naruto then pressed the attack. Yamato didn't want to admit it, but this kid was giving him trouble. This kid is so fast. His attacks aren't strong, but they are quick. Add his Sharingan in the mix, and he's practically impossible to counter. Naruto then with one hand pulled out some shuriken and chucked them at his head, forcing Yamato to use his tanto to block them. Meanwhile Naruto used his sword in the other hand to swipe at the bells. Yamato, seeing what Naruto planned, backed away just enough to dodge the strike. Yet, as he watched the blade miss him by at least 3 inches, he suddenly felt a deep cut in his thigh. Jumping away from Naruto, he examined his leg. "There is no way his sword got me. I saw it miss by at least 3 inches. He didn't place any genjutsu. How?" Though before he could finish his thoughts, Naruto once again went for the strike. Yamato rose his tanto to block the strike. As the blades collided, he finally noticed the blue chakra surrounding the sword. Then his tanto broke in half. Yamato was able to dodge the blade once again, and jump to a tree branch. Wind chakra? Such a rarity here in Konoha, took me a while to figure it out. Must say you have quite the control over it. Why don't I show you how much control I really have? Retorted Naruto as he inhaled a bunch of air, while simultaneously going through a series of hand seals. Wind release, vacuum sphere. Naruto then exhaled several small blasts of air, all gunning for Yamato. Naruto watched as every single one hit Yamato. Then Yamato fell out of the tree. Naruto's eyes widened. Did I kill him? Naruto rushed to check out on his sensei. As he got there, he saw what looked like a wooden clone. Wood clone. I thought only the first Hokage could do that, thought Naruto. Then suddenly a bunch of wooden stakes appeared from the ground. Naruto was tied down to the ground. Then Yamato appeared. I must say you're quite talented to have defeated my wood clone. Though it was only a wood clone. I guess that tells you everything, said Yamato with a smirk. Naruto then smiled. I guess it does, that my clone is better than yours. Then Naruto poofed into a cloud of smoke. Yamato's eyes widened. A shadow clone. With Naruto, Yakumo, and Sai. As Naruto had sent his clone to distract Yamato, he was able to locate both Yakumo and Sai. After some convincing, they were quite the distance away from the little battle. What do you want, Naruto? This is supposed to be an every man for themselves, said Sai. Is it really? Think about it, guys, 3-man team? I've never heard of one before. This is obviously some test underneath another test, answered Naruto. Then a light bulb switched on in Yakumo's head. You're right. There is no way they would send just one of us back. This is probably some teamwork test. And if it's not? Asked Sai, testing Naruto's determination. Then I'll give you 2 the bells. I'll probably find some way back in. I am the son of the 4th Hokage after all. Even though I don't like it, it does comes with some benefits, said Naruto. Fine, replied Sai. Then Naruto's eyes widened. Guys, our sensei can use Mokuton. Sai's expression went in shock. Mokuton? Isn't this the guy the person Danzo mentioned long ago? The experiment. Mokuton? Asked Yakumo. Naruto couldn't believe it. How do you not know about Mokuton? It's like the signature jutsu of first Hokage. He was the only one believed to wield such power, but it seems there is another. Yakumo gasped, having remembered about the first Hokage's wood style. At that instant she realized how powerful their sensei could actually be. Wait. How do you know that? Shadow clones. I created one with half my chakra and sent him to stall Yamato sensei. The clone was just destroyed, so I received all his memories, explained Naruto. That means we don't have much time. We have to come up with a plan, added in Sai. Yakumo nodded at all this information. So what's the plan? Sai, could you give me an example of this jutsu of yours? Asked Naruto. Sai nodded, as he pulled out a scroll and ink brush. He then proceeded to press on the side of the scroll, and a little container of ink popped out. Getting some ink, he opened the scroll, and begun to draw. Drawing a small bird, he then weaved a few hand signs, ninja art, super beast scroll. Then the small bird came to life. I can do larger birds, lions, tigers, snakes, and rats. I plan on creating more, but that's about it for now, explained Sai. I see. How about your genjutsu, Yakumo? Asked Naruto. I have a couple, but I'm only comfortable using about 6 of them in battle. I have tree binding death, death mirage jutsu, false surroundings technique, burning coffin, hidden smoke, and dissolving leaf genjutsu, replied Yakumo. Dissolving leaf genjutsu? Hidden smoke? Burning coffin? Asked Naruto. I've never heard of these techniques. Well, I created these 3. You see, dissolving leaf genjutsu is just a swarm of leaves that surround you, and I dissolve in the leaves, attacking you when I please. As for hidden smoke, it's about the same, but you believe you are on fire. As for burning coffin, I put you under the illusion that you have been buried alive, and the inside of the coffin caught fire. With this genjutsu I use my Kekkei Genkai, to force you to believe it's actually real. So, if you don't snap out it, I can literally burn you alive, explained Yakumo. Amazing. I have only created like 1 genjutsu, but it's not exactly original. Not like yours anyway, admitted Naruto. I also have to admit that's quite a feat, expected from one of the Kurama clan. Though how good is your taijutsu and ninjutsu? Asked Sai. Yakumo then put her head down. about average. If we're gonna be comrades, you should really focus on all aspects of the ninja. If you are unable to use genjutsu, you will be forced to rely on your other skills. Not trying to be mean, but I'm just stating facts," said Sai. "He's right, but don't let it put you down. You're extraordinary with genjutsu, and that's exactly why we're gonna get those bells. Here's the plan," said Naruto, and then he begun to explain the plan to his two teammates. With Yamato. Yamato couldn't believe he was outwitted by a genin. Not to mention that the others had found the seeds, and gotten rid of them. "They're gonna have to come to me eventually. I guess I just have to walk around." Yamato picked a random trail and begun walking down it. As he walked by, he couldn't help but notice a beautiful red oak. What a rare tree inside a training ground. Having admired it enough, he continued to walk. Then he saw another one not too far alone. Strange. Ignoring the tree, he kept walking. After a while he came upon the same tree once again. Then he finally noticed, "Genjutsu, it seems Yakumo has decided to play." Kai shouted Yamato, and the genjutsu disappeared. "That was well disguised, Yakumo, but you're gonna have to do something different to get a bell." He then saw as Yakumo dropped from a tree to his left. Believing she would engage, he took his stance. Then suddenly Yakumo fled to the opposite direction. "You're not going anywhere." Then Yamato chased after her. Then suddenly she jumped to the trees. About to jump after her, he suddenly heard a loud roar. Looking to his right, he saw an ink tiger. This must be Sai's jutsus. That means they're working together, concluded Yamato as he flashed through some hand signs. Water release, water bowl. Then a jet of water exploded from his hand, destroying the ink beasts. Now. Then Naruto jumped from the tree lines. Water release, wild water wave. Naruto then shot a stream of water from his mouth. Yamato dodged to the side, avoiding the blast. Then suddenly Sai appeared and attacked him with some kunao. Yamato pulling out his own, they clashed. Then Naruto used his leaf shunshin to quickly attack Yamato. Yamato was suddenly put on the defensive. Being attacked by both Naruto and Sai's attacks, he failed to notice that Naruto was purposely swarming the air with leaves. Yakumo watched from the tree. Perfect, Naruto. Now it's my turn. Demonic illusion, dissolving leaf genjutsu. Then Yakumo disappeared into the swirl of leaves. As Naruto and Sai pressed the attack, Naruto was trying to make eye contact. He's purposely avoiding my eye contact. I guess it's time to use that jutsu. Unsealing his sword once more, he pressed some chakra on it. Then the Uzumaki swirl on the end glowed a little. He then sliced the sword right in front of him, making sure he looked at the crest. Now Yakumo. Then with his Sharingan he was able to notice Yakumo swipe the bells. Sai, back away now. Then they retreated about 20 feet back. Yakumo dropping the genjutsu appeared at their side. It's over, sensei. Yamato looked at his waist, and saw that he still had his bells. I don't know what you mean. I still have my bells. Do you, sensei? Asked Naruto. Yamato, not wanting to believing it, looked down back at his waist. Dispelling the genjutsu, he saw his bells were gone. How? We never made eye contact. As well, you didn't make any hand signs. The Yakumo and Naruto smiled, while Sai gave the best he could. It was actually me who stole them, sensei. Exclaimed Yakumo as she pulled out the two bells. You see, when Naruto used his leaf shunshin, I hid in the leaves using a genjutsu. Then Naruto placed a genjutsu on you, and I stole the bells. Explained Yakumo. You see, sensei, I have more than one way to cast a Sharingan genjutsu. The end of my sword here has a seal I created. A seal which connects my line of vision with it, so the moment you looked at it, it was the same as looking into my eyes. Explained Naruto. Incredible. I don't know about the other two, but Naruto is easily Chunin level. Thought Yamato. Impressive, you three, though who gets the bells? I did say only two would pass. Pointed out Yamato. Surprising it was Sai who acted. Grabbing the two bells he threw then back at Yamato. You see, sensei, in this team we don't abandon a comrade. Isn't that right, Naruto? Naruto smiled. Maybe he wouldn't be too bad. That's right. Exclaimed Yakumo. Either all of us or none of us. stated Naruto. Yamato smiled, well, you guys, fail. What? Shouted Naruto and Yakumo. Sai's smile disappeared. Yamato then crackled up, I'm kidding guys. You pass with flying colors. You showed great teamwork and skill. Each one of you guys. I'm guessing you guys already figured out the test. So, we are now officially Team 11. Why you? Seethed Naruto. Meet me here tomorrow for our first mission. 7 o'clock sharp. Then Yamato disappeared in his shunshin. So, we're no officially team. How about we go celebrate? Asked Naruto. Yakumo gave Naruto a nod and smiled. Sai gave them a confused look, celebrate? All we did was pass a genin test. Naruto sighed, team bonding Sai. We're practically family now, and family, well, should celebrate important things such as this. So come on, but I ain't buying for everyone. You're so cheap Naruto. Said Yakumo, only when it comes to Haruka you pay. Naruto stuck his tongue out and began to walk towards the village, and Yakumo followed behind. After a couple of feet they noticed Sai hadn't moved an inch. Family. Pondered Sai. Are you coming? If you're gonna be picky about paying Yakumo will cover you. Spoke out Naruto. Yakumo's eye twitched, and then she punched Naruto in the shoulder, hey. Stop being so cheap. You can pay yourself. Ironic that you're calling me cheap when you don't wanna pay yourself. Pointed out Naruto. Yakumo crossed her arms, fine, I'll show you that the Kurama clan isn't some. Naruto also developed a twitch on his eyebrow, why you? Guys, it wasn't about the money. I just got lost in my own thoughts interrupted. Sai. Fine, let's go. Said Naruto as they all begun walking to town. As they made their way there Naruto and Yakumo broke into another argument. Ramen! Exclaimed Naruto. Dango! Shouted back Yakumo. Sai watched with curiosity as they two bickered at each other, is this how family interacts? A lot of bickering if you ask me. Alright, we'll eat dango today, but next time it is ramen. Said Naruto in defeat. Yakumo smiled and put her arms around Naruto and Sai's necks, ha. I win. Dango it is. Every had its Sai. Sai shook his head, it's rather unhealthy so I try to not eat it. Yakumo looked at Sai with horror, well, you're missing out on the food of gods. Don't worry I'll save you from your misery. Grabbing Naruto and Sai's hands she raced to the closet dango shop. Sai looked at their holding hands, family. With Yamato. Yamato shunshined into the third Hokage's office, Team 11 pass. The third Hokage smiled, as expected. What do you think of your new squad? Yamato looked into the eyes of the third Hokage, they're a very talented squad. Especially Naruto, he took me by surprise a couple times. Though Lord Third, do you really think I'm fit to be a Jonin sensei? Third Hokage gave him a hearty chuckle. Pulling out his pipe he lit it up. Taking a long puff, I thought the same when I first became a sensei too. Even though I wished Orochimaru would have turned out a bit different, I did end up teaching the legendary Sunin. Who knows you might do the same. Yakumo gave him a nod, thank you Lord Third. You've cleared any doubts I had. I'm just a bit nervous. It's perfectly fine, being nervous means you care about actually doing a good job. Anything else Yamato? Asked Hiruzen. The Mokuton user shook his head, that will be all Lord Third. And he proceeded to walk out of the room. As he left the building he noticed Kakashi standing at the exit. You need something Kakashi? Asked Yamato. Kakashi shrugged his shoulders, curious about your team. Did they pass? Yamato gave a smile and shook his head, yes, I now know why you wanted Naruto. A very talented kid isn't he? Natural leader, an excellent tactician, and a very talented ninja overall. Kakashi shook his head, that's not why. Yamato gave him a questioning look, then why? Kakashi looked up to the sky, Obito, Yamato you may no longer be my subordinate, but you still got tons to learn. Looking back down at Yamato. I really wanted him because he shares the same ninja way as me. The ninja way of never abandoning a comrade. That's what I look into a team, and why I haven't passed a team. Maybe this time will be different, I'll just have to wait until tomorrow. Yamato nodded at his old captain's response, then he smiled, so, consider me your equal then. Kakashi gave him a nice smile, not really. Yamato deadpanned, but you're getting closer. Next morning. Why can't we do something more interesting? This is like our third D-rank mission this morning. Complained Naruto. Naruto, Sai, and Yakumo currently had trash bags tied to their back, as they picked trash out of the small stream. While Yamato was sitting on a tree branch sharpening his kunai, well, Naruto, if you guys didn't do these so quickly, then maybe you wouldn't have to do as much. As well, I don't see why you're complaining. The more D ranks you complete, the closer you get to an actual C rank. At this rate you might get your first in 1 month. What? Shouted both Naruto and Yakumo. Sai didn't complain since he lived with the belief that a mission should be completed no matter what. Yamato laughed at them. You're actually lucky you haven't had to chase the cat, Tora. I heard it takes most experienced genin teams at least a half hour to find it, and an hour chasing it. Naruto clenched his fist. What? No cat scares me. Next time that mission is available we're taking it. Naruto, don't get so excited. This is like our third mission today, and it isn't even noon. If you keep challenging every hard mission Yamato-sensei mentions, we will be here all day. Lectured Yakumo. Whiskers, you should listen to us, right? We shouldn't be exhausting ourselves on D-rank missions. Said Sai. Naruto's eye twitched. Whiskers. Why are you calling me that? Did Sasuke tell you to? Sai shook his head, as he pulled out a small book. I read that friends usually give each other nicknames. So, I decided to give you one, and I came up with Whiskers. Though I haven't came up with one for Yakumo, and Yamato-sensei. Maybe Ugly and Wood Freak. Answered Sai. Then his face went flying into the water. Call me ugly again, and I'll kill you. Yelled Yakumo. Sai resurfaced. If you don't like it I can come up with something else. How about Flat Dash? Suddenly Naruto covered his mouth. Haha, Sai, I think you should really stop giving nicknames. I don't think Flat Dash, I mean Yakumo, will appreciate it. What were you gonna call me? Naruto asked Yakumo as her voice took a deadly sweetened turn. Naruto shook his hands in the air. Nothing, I swear. Thought so. And Yakumo returned to work. Naruto wiped the sweat from his forehead. This is gonna be a long month. 1 month later. Team 11 were patiently waiting outside of the door. Naruto was making a seal design in his notebook, Yakumo was drawing in her sketchbook, and Sai was reading a book Understanding Your Friend's Emotions. Their sensei Yamato was just chatting with some jonin with big bushy eyebrows. Then they heard the 4th Hokage call them in. Team 11, come in. Team 11 walked in the room, and stood single-filed in front the 4th Hokage, and the Chunin helping him. The 4th Hokage Sai's darted from right to left, starting with Yamato, and ending with Naruto. His eyes paused on Naruto for a second longer before he talked. 41 D-rank missions in 1 month. Impressive record. We usually don't hand out a C-rank mission until at least 2 months, but I'll make an exception. Stated Minato. Grabbing a scroll he tossed it to Yamato. Your mission is simple, you will back up, and escort Itachi Jonin back to Takigakure. There should be no threats, but this Jonin is the son of the leader of Taki. Minato then yelled, let him in. Naruto and the rest of his team turned around. A man wearing gray pants, a green shirt ninja scandals walked in. As Naruto took a better look at the man he noticed he had long brown hair, and he was wearing the Taki forehead protector. Hello, Shibuki. This is Team 11, they will be your escort. Explained Minato to Shibuki. Yamato took the opportunity to introduce his team. I'm Yamato, the leader of Team 11. The rest here are, from right to left, Yakumo, Sai, and Naruto. Shibuki nodded. The name is Shibuki. A pleasure to meet you. When do we leave, Lord Hokage? Tomorrow at 7 AM seem fine. Team 11 will meet up with you at the front gate. It should only be a day's travel. Replied Minato. Shibuki nervously replied, it's fine. And with that he left the room. A bit nervous, isn't he? Asked Yamato. Yes, he is, but I've heard the boy can pull his own when needed. Said the fourth Hokage, you are now dismissed, remember be at the gates no later than 6:30 a.m. This will be your first C rank so be careful. Hi. Replied Team 11. Then one by one Team 11 walked out of the room. Though before Naruto walked out Minato spoke out, Naruto could you stay a minute? Naruto stiffened but did what he was told to. After Yakumo gave him a reassuring smile, and left. Naruto was left alone with Minato. Be careful out there. I know you don't usually take my advice, but take this one. Don't do everything on your own, you have your comrades after all. Spoke Minato, as well you might want to tell your mother you're leaving. Don't want to get her angry. Is he trying to say a joke? Naruto chuckled mentally but wasn't gonna chuckle in front of his father. Okay, is that all? Minato grabbed something from his pocket, and chucked it at Naruto as fast as he could. Naruto not even flinching grabbed it. Your kunao? Asked Naruto. In case things get too out of hand. Then use this as a last resort. I'll be there in a flash. Explained the fourth Hokage. Naruto turned around and begun walking out. You should really drop the flash pun, they've seemed to have lost their zap. After Naruto had gone Minato started chuckling to himself, Naruto, the only person I know that would use my pun against me. With Naruto. Naruto was walking down the road, just walking randomly. He knew he would have to get home soon, but his mind kept bringing him back to the kunao. What exactly is he trying to do? Does he do the same with Mito? Talking about Mito I really haven't seen her. I guess she's too busy with her team. Sasuke did say that Kakashi was making them do the longest D ranks. Naruto then felt something jump on his back. Big brother Naruto! Shouted Haruka. Carry me back to the orphanage. Naruto shook his head and grabbed her off his back. You really shouldn't be so lazy Haruka, or else you're gonna die when the academy begins physical training. Haruka stuck her tongue out, whatever, the academy is so easy. It's just the dumb history learning I don't like. Though Iruka-sensei is kind of cool. Naruto agreed, yeah I really liked him, he always treated me the same as everyone else. He didn't care if you were the Hokage's son or just an orphan. Who cares about that? I'm talking about how he always makes things so interesting. He actually takes us outside and stuff. Not like other teachers, where we sit inside all day. Exclaimed Haruka. Naruto shook his head, you'll understand when you're older. Hey I'm grown up. Pouted Haruka. Naruto just laughed at her pout. Running his finger through her hair, if you're so grown up I guess I can't really take you out for ice cream. It's bad for you anyways. No. I was kidding big brother. Let's go get some ice cream. Spoke Haruka as her eyes lit up. Naruto pinched her nose, not today I have my first C rank mission tomorrow, and I'll be leaving early. But brother, you're always busy. You don't take me out as much. Said Haruka as her smile faded. Naruto also frowned at her little sister's dilemma, she's right I've been so focused on getting an actual mission, I've spent less time with her. Maybe, I can be a little late tomorrow. Said Naruto as he rubbed his chin. Haruka's eyes lit up, really? Naruto nodded as he grabbed Haruka and put her on his shoulders. Since, I'll be gone for a few days. Why don't we make it a triple scoop? Haruka clapped her hands, yes. Then we can have a contest who can finish faster. Then the loser has to do a dare. Naruto then listened to Haruka state a list of dares Naruto would have to do. Naruto just chuckled at how ridiculous each one was. Naruto and Haruka walked towards their favorite ice cream stand, they failed to notice a blonde watching them. Her blue eyes watching every single interaction between the two. Mito couldn't help but really envy the girl, and she couldn't understand why. That's the end guys, if you enjoyed then like and subscribe for the next part. This is Maelstrom signing off.